Okay, hello everyone, I'm Nadia Aura and now I'm gonna explain you about main elements of literature. Okay, what are literary elements? Okay, literary elements are essential components that build a story, such as plot, narrator, point of view, and setting. Think of literary element as answering the who, what, where, when, why, and how of a story. If the story lacks an answer to one of these questions, it's an incomplete story. Okay, here's our main point. What is the main elements of literature? Well, there's 8 main elements of literature. For the first, there's a plot. A plot is more than just a list of events. It's a chain reaction where each moment affects what happens next. Think of it as a domino effect, with the one event pushing the story forward. Many writers use Freytag's pyramid to organize their plot into stages. Okay, from my presentation, y'all can see the Freytag's pyramid and how it organizes the plot of a story. Next, there's a character. Characters are the people readers connect with, love, hate, or find inspiring. Through characters, stories come alive. They help us feel the emotions, explore the themes, and make the plot more personal. Whether they are the hero, the villain, or part of supporting cast, characters bring meaning to the events and ideas in a story. Okay, for example, in To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee creates a cast of unforgettable characters that bring the story's theme to life. Scout Finch, the young narrator, starts out innocent but learns hard truth about the world around her. Her father, Atticus Finch, is a symbol of integrity as he defends a black man falsely accused of rape in the 1930s Deep South. Other characters like the reclusive Boo Radley and the vengeful Bob Ewell and layer of tension and meaning to the story. Next is setting. The setting of a story is more than just where and when things happen. It's the world your character live in. It's the place, it's the time and atmosphere that shape the story. A strong setting can take readers to a new world, immerse them in different cultures, or ground them in familiar realities. It sets the stage for the drama and decisions that unfold. For example is from The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Lord of the Rings, Tolkien creates Middle-earth, a world so detailed it feels alive. Locations like the peaceful Shire, the magical Rivendell, and the Dark Mordor aren't just places. They are essential to the story. Its setting shapes the journey and reflects the epic themes of bravery, loss, and the fight between good and evil. Middle-earth shows how a rich setting can make a story unforgettable. Next is the theme. Theme is the big idea or message behind a story. It's the deeper meaning that goes beyond the plot and character, connecting to universal experience we'll share. Themes make readers think about life, society, and human nature. They're what give a story its heart, leaving a lasting impression long after the final page. For the example is 1984 by George Orwell. In 1984, George Orwell explores themes like totalitarianism, surveillance, and the loss of freedom. The story shows a grim future where the government controls everything, even thought. The themes make readers think about the value of privacy, the power of truth, and the importance of standing up to oppression. Through Winston Smith's struggle, Orwell's message hits close to home, reminding us of the dangers of unchecked power and the fight for freedom. And next is tone. Tone is the author's attitude toward the story's subject or audience. It's the emotional flavor of the narrative, influencing how readers feel as they move through the story. Tone can be serious, funny, cheerful, dark, formal, casual, or anything in between. It sets the mood and helps guide the reader's emotion. For example, is from Bird Box by Josh Malerman. In Bird Box, Josh creates an eerie and intense tone that perfectly fits the story's post-apocalyptic settings. The narrative, seen through Mallory's eyes, builds a sense of claustrophobia and fear as a character navigates a world where seeing can be deadly. The tone keeps reader on edge, reflecting the constant tension and high stakes of survival. It draws reader into the terror of the unknown while highlighting the power of resilience. Okay, next up is the mood. Mood in a story is the feeling or atmosphere it creates for the reader. It's the emotional backdrop where the story unfolds, shaped by settings, tone, and themes. Mood sets the stage for how readers experience the plot, characters, and deeper message, guiding their emotion as they move through the story. For example, is from Wuthering Heights by Emily Brong. In Wuthering Heights, Emily creates a dark and intense mood that perfectly matches the story's theme. The wild Yorkshire moors, described with bleak and rugged imagery, set a brooding atmosphere. This mood mirrors the passionate and destructive love story at the novel's center, making readers feel the emotional turmoil and despair of the characters. Next up is point of view. Point of view is all about who's telling the story. It's the perspective readers experience even through. POV affect how much readers know, how they feel about the characters, and how they connect with the story. Whether it's up close and personal or wide bird's eye view, the choice of POV shapes the way a story is told. There are three means of POV: first person, second person, and third person. Lastly is conflict. Conflict is what makes a story exciting. It's the struggle or fight between opposite forces, like people, society, nature, or even within a character's own mind. Conflict keeps the plot moving, creates suspense, and helps characters grow. It's the spark that makes readers want to know what happens next. We can take the example from Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. In Pride and Prejudice, Jane masterfully uses conflict to explore love, class, and personal growth. The tension between Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy starts with their clashing personalities and social expectations. Elizabeth struggles with her prejudice, and Darcy battles his pride. Their external and internal conflicts drive the story, showing how understanding and personal change can transform relationships. Okay, here are some resources that I use to make my presentation, and that's all from me. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.